Hello friends, in this video we're going to be talking about our fourth finger. So if you're following the Suzuki method, the fourth finger will be introduced sometime around perpetual motion. That's usually when I teach it. If you're not using the Suzuki method, I would suggest not going on into your fourth finger until you feel really solid with fingers 1, 2, and 3, and you've probably been practicing this with just those fingers for at least a few months. So the fourth finger is kind of like notorious for being the most difficult finger to play with. Why is that? So our third and our fourth finger actually share a tendon in our hand. They're the only two fingers that do so. So when I move fourth finger, you'll see how my third finger wants to move with it. So that can be a reason why it's difficult to play with fourth finger. Also, fourth finger tends to be a little bit shorter than the other fingers, making it a little bit harder to reach. So to start learning how to play with your fourth finger, here are some preliminary exercises that I recommend. First of all, we want to make sure that we have our fourth finger tape on here. So your fourth finger is going to be the same note as the string above it. So if I'm playing fourth finger on A string, that's E. Fourth finger on D string is A, and then fourth finger on G string is D. So we're going to start out just by tapping on all of our strings. We're really trying to build up that fourth finger strength first. So if you're finding that you can't reach your fourth finger on the D and G strings, what needs to happen is you need to swing your elbow in towards you, and you'll see how that makes my fourth finger longer and more able to reach. You're going to have to swing your arm more than you think you have to. So after we practice tapping for a while, then we can practice plucking. So pizzicatoing. So again, we're building up that strength, and we want to make sure that we're plucking over the tape, so we're kind of getting used to that fourth finger placement as well. After that, we're going to practice basically what we did with Monkey Song. First finger down, then second finger down, third finger down, and then placing 4 down. Being sure to keep that distance between 3 and 4. Your third finger is probably going to want to creep up, but we have to really maintain that distance. And then again, if you can't reach, swing your elbow under, and that will help. So I'm kind of giving you like a crash course of these steps. Each one of these should be repeated for like at least a week or so, maybe more, until you feel really comfortable and solid with each step. So let's see that one more time. First finger, second finger, third finger, and fourth finger. Remember, and wrist, very important, wrist should not be sticking out. You can practice this on all 4 strings because it's going to feel a little bit different on every string. Keeping the placement with our fingers, the correct spacing is really important here. Next, I'm going to show you an exercise that I use with my students. We're basically playing a scalar passage and alternating between open E and fourth finger. So I'll demonstrate first. So I'm playing open, 1, 2, 3, then 4 E's, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then going back down, E, 3, 2, 1, open, 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 and repeat the same thing. Instead of playing open E, I play fourth finger. After you feel really good with this exercise, I recommend going back to previous pieces that you already know and incorporating fourth fingers in those pieces. A really good one for this is lightly row because it keeps it on the A string. So again, this is kind of like a crash course of all the steps that you should take when learning your fourth finger. Take each part of this process one by one and don't move on until you feel really comfortable.